Kendall Cooper from Los Angeles, California will be taking a visit to Texas A&M this weekend, visiting the national champions from 2 years ago. Gary Blair and his staff surely will have their best foot forward out there in College Station. They actually lost out on Shayla Cooper last week. She's going to Georgetown. Still in play for Andy Spitkovic out of Indiana. Cooper out of California. They wanted to add some post depth to this class, so they made some pushes and some runs at top 50 kids. Cooper being a T10 right now. Played USA basketball U18. She visited Tennessee actually earlier in the fall officially. Visited UCLA last weekend. Player that's been on our radar for a while, so definitely somebody who could come in and really impact the program, I think, right away. If nothing else, playing time, rebounding, defending. Has decent touch from the outside, runs the floor well for a kid her size. Body frame similar to a Jasmine Hassel, who's now at Georgia. Been pretty successful there. Cooper might actually have a little bit more touch offensively than Hassel had as a high school kid. Looking at UCLA this week, they're going to have the opportunity to host Erica McCall from out there in California. McCall was on campus at UConn last week. Also is listing Stanford, and then California, Bakersfield, where her dad actually coaches basketball, her Final Four. Really liked her game, long-rangey, four-player, gets up and down, runs the floor well, rebounds, defends, does a lot of different things, and with her athleticism actually finishes pretty well at the rim on either side. So definitely out there for UCLA this weekend. Corey Close, her staff would love to lock that up, possibly get a verbal from her. They've already got one of the Williams sisters from Arizona and then had Cooper on campus last week. So big class rolling for the Bruins. They're also going to host Linnae Harper. So they're going to have two kids in the top 20, two U17 members at the same time. Linnae Harper from the Chicago area. Corey Close actually flew out in January for a one-day event Whitney Young was playing in. Flew in, saw the game, got back on the plane, flew home. So definitely has been dedicated to Harper throughout the process. I was on hand that day in Chicago, and literally I think she was there for a two-game set. So, she's shown that dedication and is paying off here with an official visit this weekend. Perhaps the biggest weekend on deck, we talked about it last week, actually a week prematurely. It's happening this weekend, is Tennessee hosting Mercedes Russell, Jordan Reynolds, both from Oregon and the 13 class, Tyler Skate from Arkansas, Amani Henderson out of Illinois, and then Kayla Davis, actually a late add to this weekend from Georgia. She's listed at the Volunteers. Davis, an interesting story, being that she had committed before some of the things happened with Coach Summit and the transition. Davis, rescinded her commitment, wanting to see how the situation played out, if the administration was going to go from outside and hire. They stayed within, hired Holly Warlick. Kyra Elsie now on board after being at Kentucky. Jolette Law also on board, and Dean Lockwood, who was retained from the previous staff, all there courting Davis, so she'll be on campus. Henderson, they've been in on for a while. Henderson's listing 4. Scape is now listing 4. So a lot of kids who've narrowed their options. Russell listing Louisville, listing Tennessee as her only 2. Reynolds will visit Louisville along with Russell next weekend. A lot of different irons in the fire here for this Tennessee staff as they look to make a final impression on what is a big group. Anytime you can have 5 top 50 caliber kids in on the same weekend, that's guaranteed to give you a good read coming out of the weekend on where your class stands. They've got Jana Tucker already locked in. Tucker's not going to be able to make it this weekend as the time we're going to taping here for this. So they've already got that done. Have 5 T50s on campus. So, definitely the biggest weekend of the week for somebody to have, visitors like that. It'll be interesting to see if Holly Warlick and her staff can get it done.